How y'all doing? I'm glad to hear that. Now, I don't normally tell with a cane and a chair. This is all because I had a knee replacement about 18 months ago that didn't work out so well. I know, but it gives me conversation piece. So what I'm gonna do, because I have told with this cane before and it usually doesn't work out. So what I'm gonna do is place this cane down and then I will begin my story. I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore. And I know too much to ever let them stand. 'Cause I've been down there on the floor, and I've heard it all before. And they're never gonna put me down again. Oh, yes, I'm wise, but it's wisdom from the pain. Yes, I've paid the price, but look how much I've gained. If I had to, I can do anything. I am strong. I am invincible. I am. Yes, we are women. And we've come together at this festival to share our stories, to share our experiences, to share those things that we want you to know about us, and then in an indirect way through our tales, tell some things about us that can be quite revealing. Well, let me tell you about me. January 25th, 1972, I heard this call. This call came from a short black woman about this tall from the Caribbean. Her name was Shirley Chisholm, and she had decided she was going to be unbought and unbossed. Well, I was in the 7th grade, and I thought, I want to be just like her. I want to be just like her when I grow up. So throughout those years, I didn't hear too much about Shirley Chisholm in the classroom, but I sure did hear a lot about her on television and the news. And I saw how she would move 2 steps forward only to be pushed 2 or 3 steps backward until she finally had to let go of that dream of being president of the United States from her vision, January 25th, 1972. But I got hold of that energy, and I said, I'm going to be unbought and unbossed, and I'm going to be a public servant just like Shirley Chisholm. So I started in the 7th grade, and I went to college, and I got my undergraduate degree in public administration. But I tell you what, being unbought and unbossed worked pretty good for me. From, how many of y'all know about the GS once upon a time in the federal government? Well, it's the grades that you can accomplish to be promoted in the federal government. Started out as a GS3, got up to a GS12, and boom, my head hit this thing they call a glass ceiling. Something about this glass ceiling, you can look up and you can see folk talking and working, and you see a whole lot of men, primarily white men. And you see a few little white women, and you see 1 or 2 of everybody else. You can see them, but you don't necessarily know how to get up there. So once I hit that ceiling, I wanted to figure that out, because I had excellent reports. By that time, I had a master's degree in public policy, so I just didn't get it. And neither did my customers from the Internal Revenue Service. Neither did my customers from the Department of Treasury. So they thought it was a good idea to get me the most visibility they could. They thought it was a great idea. It was around the time of reinventing government. Do y'all remember that long ago, how many times they reinvented government? And Vice President Al Gore said, oh my gosh, we are going to make business and government work alike. Brilliant idea. So they invited me to this place called the Cash Room. They wanted President Clinton and Vice President Al Gore to meet their young lady who had done so much to promote their efforts. I'll keep the project's name silent in the interest of government secrets. So there I was. I told my management, you know what? I've been invited to this event. I may get a chance to meet the President of the United States. They said, okay, right. You're going to get a chance to meet the President. Oh, I'm serious. I may get a chance. Okay, go ahead. No problem. I was in an overflow room. But they didn't have enough folk in the real room. So they put me in the real room, and I was sitting in the back. And they said, oh, no, you got to sit up front. So I sat on the front row, and I saw President Clinton and Vice President Gore in live and living color. Let me tell you something. Back in the day, in the 1990s, they were not hard on the eyes. And I was not disappointed. As a matter of fact, I was so excited because as soon as President Clinton finished giving his speech, who should he come to first? I was a young thing then. He walked right on up to me and he shook my hand and he shook the hand of the lady next door, and I was just so pleased. I said, oh my gosh, this means I'm going to get through that glass ceiling. Well, I went back to my office. Management wasn't but too pleased. They was not pleased at all. Well, what did I do? You should have given up your seat so the executive of the entire procurement office could be and meet the President of the United States. Well, look, I told y'all I might get to meet him. Not my fault you forgot or didn't take me seriously. Well, they took me serious after that because the next thing I know, I got reassigned. And the executives at the Department of Treasury said, we can't help you. And then all kinds of crazy things start happening. My competence became my hindrance and became my obstacle. And I experienced what so many women of color, and even some men who find their competence being their stumbling block. And there I was. I wasn't but 34, 35 years old. So what did I do? I did what we did back then. I filed a complaint. And one thing led to the other, and I eventually was awarded, got a promotion. Next thing I know, I was going out of the department. Now, I'm sharing this story with you for one reason and one reason alone. All of us know someone, no matter whether you're a woman or a man, someone has experienced something like this. How do I know? Because I have told this story before, and everyone I have shared this story with says it happened to me. As a matter of fact, one person who I shared this story with surprised me with it was my daddy. See, 40 years prior to it happening to me, it happened to him. He actually worked for the Internal Revenue Service. He had a PhD in philosophy. He was the highest ranking black person in the IRS field office. He experienced it to the point that it made him sick and he had to retire early. I had to retire early too. So we have to understand that when these things happen, it can happen to generations. And until we understand the power that we have of not permitting those things to happen in your world, they'll continue to happen. So I leave you with a call to action. If you are experiencing anything like this in your workplace, get out. I'm serious about that. Get out so it doesn't affect your health. If you have some power in your workplace, take action and try to sensitize the community that you work in so that you can improve the quality of life for others. am strong, but it's wisdom from the pain. Yes, I've paid the price, but look how much I've gained. If I have to, I can do, be, say, accomplish anything. I am strong. I'm invincible. I am woman.